Murray, one small thing.
Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
What's wrong with your real name?
That's what you called me on the show. A Joker.
Today I'm going to review Joker from 2019. This will be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the film, I'd advise you to watch the film and then come back to this review if you want. 2019 was a brilliant year for film, and I think I'd class Joker as the best film of that year. It was produced and directed by Todd Phillips and stars Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, who becomes the Joker. This film was nominated for 11 Academy Awards and won 2. That was for Best Performance by Joaquin Phoenix and Best Music. So 11 Academy Awards is quite incredible. Cost $70 million to make, but it made $1.07 billion back. So that was the first R-rated film to make over $1 billion. So the plot's about Arthur Fleck, played by Joaquin Phoenix, who's going slowly insane because of society. During the film he's getting worse and worse, and at the end he breaks and lots of violence happens.
I haven't been happy 1 minute of my entire fucking life.
And it's sort of like the origin of the Joker. But surprisingly, this film isn't really a superhero film or a supervillain film. It's a psychological thriller. It's basically about Arthur losing his mind. A film that would be similar would be something like Taxi Driver or Repulsion. This film's very similar to Taxi Driver. It's even got Robert De Niro in the film, who was in Taxi Driver. He plays a chat show host. In fact, the film's very Martin Scorsese-like. Even the photography and the settings, it looks like a 1970s film. I think it's supposed to be set in 1980, but it looks very much like a 1970s film with the grain and the darkness of the film. And that's incredible, really. You would think it was a 70s film. There was a lot of controversy about the violence in the film. They were worried about copycat killings, like people imitating Joker. And the film is very violent at times. It does remind us of a Martin Scorsese film with the violence.
I used to think that my life was a tragedy, but now I realize it's a fucking comedy.
Lots of blood splashing against walls, fast-speed violence and gunshots and stuff like that. But the film's really about the attitudes towards people who have mental problems. During the film, Arthur gets his medication reduced and taken off him. That's what sets him going crazy, because it cuts. He can't see his psychiatrist. People were abusing him at work and kicking him and stuff like that, and he snaps at the end. It's an incredible performance by Joaquin Phoenix. I'm not surprised he got an award for it. He also must have lost a ton of weight, because there's scenes where you see his ribs sticking out.
Hey, it's about time you got some bloody weight off. Fucking hell, you look skinnier than me.
The main thing about this film is it's Arthur's point of view throughout the film. It's always Joaquin Phoenix actor, and it's what he's saying and what he's going through. So you don't have cuts to other people without him in. So he's in every frame. Because it's Arthur's point of view throughout the film, there's a massive turning point. It's when you think Arthur's got like a girlfriend who lives across his apartment. Turns out though, he hasn't. It's all in his mind. There's a really surprising scene where he's inside her house, her apartment, and she enters and she screams and asks what's he doing in the room. It's a real shock when you find out that he imagined that he had a relationship with her.
Oh my God. What are you doing in here? You're in the wrong apartment.
With her. There's like a montage where you see scenes that have happened previously with him and her, and then they show signs of just him and she isn't there. So big shock that. It also symbolises his mind, the way he's going through stages of insanity. And you also have to question whatever you say in the film, because with it being his point of view throughout the film, you don't know what's real and what's not. Like, what else has he imagined? If he's imagined that he had a relationship with this woman, what else could be exaggeration? I thought that was really clever, and that's one of the main points of the film. That you're not quite sure what's real and what's not. Because a lot of insane people, it's not just lying, they actually believe it. So, like, he'll have probably believed that he had a girlfriend, but he hadn't. Really shocking. I think they added Bruce Wayne and everything just to give it a bit more towards like the comic book feel. But the scenes where you see Bruce Wayne as a young lad, then you see a scene where he gets his parents shot. I think that was unnecessary, really. It was just added on to give the film a bit more comic book feel. But it really is just about this guy losing his mind. And the character Arthur has this uncontrolled condition where he keeps laughing. And the scenes where Joaquin Phoenix is like choking with laughter doing that. It must have been hard work to do that as an actor. A lot of critics have complained about this film, saying it's too much like Taxi Driver. But I don't have a problem with that. Taxi Driver is one of my favourite films anyway, so I don't have a problem with it being similar. There's a great scene though towards the end where Arthur's on this chat show and he's getting interviewed by Robert De Niro's character, Mary. There's an excellent speech where Joaquin Phoenix says about mental illness. After that he pulls a gun out and shoots him. If you cross a mentally ill person, pulls a gun out and he says you get what you fucking deserve, and shoots De Niro right in the forehead. I thought that was excellent.
So. When you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash,
Call the police,
I'll tell you what you get.
Call the police.
Get what you fucking deserve.
There's a really graphic scene in this film. There's an excellent scene where he grabs one of his work colleagues and smashes his head against the wall. And you see all blood all over the wall. And it's splashed on Arthur's face. He's got white makeup on at the time, so the blood looks more like graphic. Really funny bit where his other work friend, because he's a short person, a dwarf. I know you're not supposed to say that word, but this little short guy, he can't reach the lock on the door because he's trying to get away from Arthur because he's just killed that guy. Can't reach the lock because he's too small. So he says, Arthur. Really funny bits. It's like really dark humour, that.
Hey, Arthur.
There's also a scene where Arthur does this to frighten him. Whoa. The beginning of the film where Arthur's getting bullied by these three guys on a train. He snaps and he gets a gun out and shoots all three of them. You feel sorry for Arthur. You feel like they deserved the bugger. And I think that's why they were worried about controversy of copycat killings, because you really side with Arthur. And even when he does kill people, you think they deserve it, they deserve what they get. The music won an Academy Award, and I'm not surprised. It's really effective. And it also, as Arthur loses his mind, the music gets more intense and a bit louder and a bit louder. So that was clever as well. When Arthur does have his full Joker makeup on, he's more confident. That's clever. That's part of Joaquin Phoenix's performance when he has the makeup on. There's a great scene where he's dancing down these steps to a Gary Glitter song. This is one film that I don't think a sequel would be good. It would ruin the impact of the film. Because I don't really class this film as a superhero film. And if they did a sequel where they had Joker back and he was battling Batman and that, it'd spoil the impact of the first film. The first film should be kept unique. It should be just a one-time moment. And this film's very relevant for today with lockdown. People starting to have more mental issues, more relevant to today's time. So overall, I thought this film was easily the best film of 2019. Now at 10 it gets top marks. Excellent film. What do you think, boys? Did you like it?
Bloody excellent film, Phil. Top marks. Hey, Phil, you're starting to go a bit balmy.
Huh? Why is that?
Well, you talk to a bloody plastic skeleton now, dear. You remind me of bloody Anthony Hopkins in bloody Magic. Talking to a bloody dummy, old dear.
Bloody hell.
The only bloody difference is you're not going to stick your bloody hand up me arse.
Okay, everybody, bye. See you next time. Subscribe, like, and share. Bye. Bye.